What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Boss Fight Studio Major League Wrestling, I guess you can call it the MLW Series 1 figures, and we're going to be looking at Jacob Fatu, Alexander Hammerstone, and Mads Krugger. I didn't order Killer Cross, we already have one, but let's go ahead and get right on into it. Alright, so like I said, I didn't order the Killer Cross figure because I'm perfectly fine with Karrion Kross's Elite figure. And I didn't see a need for it. I mean, it was pretty cool, don't get me wrong. It came with a really cool, like, split kendo stick, I believe it was. But I didn't need it. But I did get the belt pack that came with these guys. And if I remember, I'll show that off at the end. It came with, like, 6 belts. But let's go ahead and take a look at who we have here. Of course, we have Alexander Hammerstone, the former MLW World Heavyweight Champion. The dude's got the look, that's for sure. I do like the way this figure sits here. We're going to get into the accessories in just a second. I just want to take a second to appreciate this figure. This championship comes with him, so you don't have to get the belt pack in order to get this. And I don't know how well that's going to show on camera, but the detail of the belt is absolutely insane. You see MLW World Heavyweight Champion. Love the American flag gear. Comes with a nice pair of sunglasses. This is actually the second head that came in the packaging because I believe, yeah, they all came with interchangeable heads. So let's go ahead and we'll pop the sunglasses off in a second. Let's take a look at the accessories. Obviously, he comes with 2 weapon holding hands or mic holding hands or whatever you want to call them. He comes with the hair all slicked back, kind of smirking head. He comes with a head with 1 strand of hair, or not one, like 1 clump of hair, kind of facing forward. I love the facial expressions on this. Like, they're subtle, but they're definitely different. One is a smirk, one's a straight face, like, oh, like mid-match, like you trying to go. I like this one a lot, too. He comes with 2 fisted hands, which the joints on these are tight. I feel the need to remind you guys. And as you see, the pegs on the hands move up and down, or not up and down, side to side rather. But for the weapon holding hands, they actually move like in and out, so you can properly like take the weapon and swing it like that instead of going like this. If that makes any sense at all, just let me know, please. He also comes with 2 splayed out hands. And this kind of reminds me of the Gladiator, Are You Not Entertained hands. That's what it looks like to me. Or he could be doing that to set up a move. He comes with the nice red and silver sunglasses. They fit very well on the head. I haven't tried to see how well they actually like stay on. Let's see if we can give them a shake and if they fall off or not. I mean, that's pretty impressive, honestly. That's like they didn't fall off not one bit. We'll go ahead and set him over here to the side. There's the smirking head he comes with. Mine has a little bit of a paint blemish, just the smallest little thing, but that'll be an easy cleanup right there. I'm loving this figure. The belt is really nice quality. It actually has 8 pegs. I only have 6 of them sticking through here for it to stick in there, so you know it's not really going to fall out. And it just feels such great quality. The design on the leather of the belt looks so good. You see the MLW logo there, a lot of imprinting. It's just, I can't say enough good things about it. That just shows different continents around the world. But let's go ahead and take this belt off because let's take a look at the figure itself. Now, if you are familiar with Boss Fight Studio figures, their articulation is kind of interesting. They have the butterfly joint, of course. Now, if you're going to do some like pig fatting with these guys, I definitely recommend heating up the joints before you decide to actually go and do it. They're not stiff, but they could be more loose, but I also like the fact because it doesn't feel like Jazzwares, so they're just going to get loose and flop around everywhere. Like I said, he has butterfly joints, can get his arms back just like that. Well, I can actually get them even further. There's no need for anybody to bend like that, but he can get that far back. Nice range of motion, of course, with both arms there. Ab crunch. He's got a bigger torso. Let's see how well he can actually do. I mean, he can get down far enough, honestly. I am satisfied with that. As far as legs, he can kick up. Oh yeah, he can give somebody a big boot if he needs to. It's interesting because I was like, oh man, there's not a like a thigh cut or anything here. But as you see behind the flag here, these are like essentially shell overlays, so they can turn like that. That's a really nice touch there. I do like that. You can see it better on this one. I like that. As far as leg articulation, he can kick all the way back pretty much. Looks really good. And as far as doing the splits, he can get out about right there. I wouldn't want to tense it past there, honestly, because I have had ball sight figures before, and you just don't want to test it if you don't have to. They're great figures, but they are still a smaller toy company, so they will have flaws. I mean, it makes perfect sense. But the Alexander Hammerstone looks really, really nice. We'll talk about their heights towards the end. Sorry for carrying on so long about him. Let's go ahead and get into Jacob Fatu. Now he comes with a barbed wire kendo stick, which I don't think we've gotten that before. I haven't had trouble standing him all day long. Don't tell me I'm going to have trouble now that I'm on camera. Let's go ahead and take that out of his hand. Boss Fight has my favorite kendo sticks, and you can just, I think, slide the barbed wire off of here. I don't know. That might have to stay on there. But Jacob Fatu looks good. This is also the alternate head that comes in the packaging. Nice, screaming, expressive head. Then we have the stern-looking head. Looks very good. I'm trying to think of that Bloodline graphic, but I cannot remember how exactly he is related. On the figure, comes with the 2 weapon-holding hands. He's going to come with 2 fisted hands. And the weapon-holding hands do have the same hinge that we talked about with Hammerstone. Then he has a left-handed Samoan spike, or thumbs up, and then the same splayed-out hand that we have seen with Ray Phoenix and Alexander Hammerstone. As far as articulation for him, well, we'll get into articulation in a second. He has the 2 tattoos, Aaliyah, and I cannot figure out what that one says entirely. If you know, let me know down in the comments. Then, coming down to his forearm, it says Melody, has a heart and some music notes. And I think that is it for his tattoos. Yeah, it is. Articulation, the upper body is pretty much the same, like you would expect. It goes way far back. Can get nice use of that double jointed arm there. I love the hinge hands though. It's like a really small detail like that that typically wrestling companies don't take note of. But like Marvel, Legends, and Figure Arts, stuff like that, they do have the designated hinges for the hands for weapon holding hands. Now, since he is a little heavier than Hammerstone, let's see how far he can actually get down. And I'm pleased with that. He has nice range of motion, and it doesn't look bad either. Wow. As far as the legs, let's see. He can get out and do the splits about like that, like we would expect. As far as, let's see if he can throw a high kick. I mean, he can throw a high kick. These crotch pieces here are rubber. They're not solid plastic, and I don't know if these pop apart the way that the old ones do. But you used to be able to, I remember popping apart the Lucha Brothers. I might try and heat it up sometime after the video. But it does look good, and he can almost kick himself in the back. That's really good articulation for a larger guy. The only thing stopping it there is just a little bit of the sculpt, but that's no big deal. And of course he is barefoot with the foot and ankle wraps. Looks really good. I do like this Jacob Fatu figure, and I'm happy we finally got it. Hammerstone and Fatu were 2 that I was definitely anticipating, but a guy that I know absolutely nothing about is Mads Krugger. Now, you see I had to back him up. Mads Krugger is apparently 7 feet tall. So, once I figured that out, I definitely wanted to see how he scaled with the other figures. We'll talk about that in a second. He has this nice mask here. Looks really good. I mean, if you don't know who Mads Krugger is, you could use this as like a random henchman in any of your other displays, or Lucha Underground, or he could just be a masked guy that comes in and beats people up in your pick fed. It is what it is. It is your figure. You do whatever you want to do. But I do like his secondary mask a lot too. It has the teeth, but it also has like a snake skin look to it. I wasn't even holding that in camera, my bad. Looks really nice. I love the sculpt of this on the head. Looks so good. He comes with 2 fisted hands on top of the 2 weapon holding hands that we see here. Wow, these hands are significantly bigger than the other ones, which is nice because we have seen quite a few figures from Boss Fight as far as wrestling goes. And this is the first time one's including bigger hands, but I do like the options. He comes with this club. Like when I first saw it, my mind instantly went to a shillelagh, but I don't know why this dude would be carrying around a shillelagh like Finley. So he comes with this club. Looks like it would hurt though. Actually looks like an acorn on the end of it now, but I'm not even going to talk about that. As far as articulation for the big guy here, no, let's not do articulation. Look at the tattoos. I can't pinpoint what these are exactly. I'm assuming those are 2 eyes. I don't know what the heck. I'm not even going to try and figure it out. Looks cool though. I mean, the art looks absolutely insane. Carries onto the butterfly joint on both, which is really nice. In the front and the back. Now, as far as butterfly joint for this guy, doesn't work nearly as well. I'm pretty sure. No, that's solid. Huh. Oops, there goes Jacob Fatu. It feels that Krugger's torso is so freaking, like, listen to this. Krugger's torso feels so freaking solid that the butterfly joints are not working properly. Maybe I got a bad figure. Maybe I need to heat it up. As far as torso, or can he like bend down? He can get about that much. Not much torso movement here. That is quite disappointing, especially when the other 2 are so good. As far as kicking up, he can kick up only about that far there. As far as doing the splits, he can get about out to the pocket. That is a sculpting issue there. Movement going back. Oh, that's a strain there. This guy does not have much articulation. I mean, obviously he has it, but not near like... They set the bar high, those 2. This guy doesn't have it quite like they do. But, like I said, he is 7 feet tall. So let's go ahead and compare him to a, I believe, 6'1" Jacob Fatu. I like the scaling there. I like the scaling there a lot. And I believe Hammerstone is 6'2". So the scaling works very, very well. We're going to compare him to a WWE figure in a second. I think you can't really, like, Hammerstone looks the slightest bit shorter. But, I mean, if they're an inch apart in real life, I'm not sweating it. Let's compare them to Roman Reigns, whose height, I don't actually know. Let's go ahead and say like 6'2" to 6'3". And as far as, let's compare him to a relative family member. He has a little bit of height on him, not gonna lie. He's got him basically by a forehead. But it looks good. And Hammerstone, I do wish Hammerstone was bigger. Yeah, he's got him by about that same forehead. But, I mean, the figures are so good. I'm disappointed in Krugger back there, I'm not gonna lie. But Hammerstone and Fatu, oops, my bad, more than make up for it because those 2 are absolute joys to pose around. I'm gonna have some fun with these. I got a really cool photo lined up for Hammerstone if I can remember to actually take it. But that is gonna be it for today's review. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and last but not least, take it easy.